Today we are going to see 12th standard economics chapter 7 international economics. In last class we seen introduction, concept map, meaning of international economics, and then definition, terms, price theory, policy issue, international caste, international trade, meaning of trade, theories of international trade, difference between internal trade and international trade. Internal trade means between two countries, international means more than two countries trade. And then Adam Smith theory of absolute cost advantage. Here we see the India and China, two countries absolute cost advantage we can see. Today we going to see Ricardo theory of comparative cost advantages. Here comparative, two comparative, that is a cloth and wheat. Two product is comparative to the two country, America and India. Here we see David Ricardo, the British economist. He is the British. David Ricardo is the British economist. Principles of political economy taxation. He published principles of political economy and taxation in 1870. He formulated a systematic theory is called a comparative cost theory. He introduced the theory. That theory is called a comparative cost theory. Later it was refined as the J.S. Mill Marshall. Ricardo demonstrates that the basis of trade is the comparative cost differences. Trade can take place even the absolute cost difference in absence that others comparative cost differences. According to Ricardo, a country can gain from trade when it produces the relatively lower cost. The cost of production is lower, the country can gain more trade. Even when a country enjoys, according to Ricardo, a country can gain from trade when it produces a relatively lower cost. When a country enjoys absolute advantage in both the goods, the country would specialize in a production, export of those goods which are relatively more advantageous. Similarly, a country has absolute disadvantage in production of both the goods. What are the both the goods? Cloth and wheat. The exports of the commodity in which it is less advantageous. What are the assumption? First assumption is two nations. First assumption is two nations, America and India. Labor is the only element of the cost of production. Labor is only the element of cost of production. All laborers are equal efficiency. Labor is perfectly mobile within the country but perfectly immobile between the country. First one is the two nation, India and America. Labor is the element cost. Labor is the equal efficiency. Labor is a perfectly mobile. And then no transport cost, perfect competition, full employment, no government intervention. And then foreign trade, free trade, all are the barriers, no exchange in a technology. So, Ricardian theory of comparative cost can be explained with the hypothetical example, that is the cloth and wheat, America and India. See the diagram, see the table, country America and India, cloth 190, wheat 120 and 80, and then one wheat is equal to 1.2 cloth, and then one wheat is equal to 0.88 cloth. Here we see the diagram. O-axis represents labor requirements. O-axis represents labor required for a 1 unit of wheat. It is the evidence from the example of India has an absolute advantage of production of the both the cloth and wheat. Here substituting the cloth and wheat. India should concentrate on production wheat. For America, the comparative cost advantage is lesser than the cloth productions. Hence, America will specialize in the production of the cloth, export to all India, exchange for wheat. Here we are exchanging the cloth for wheat. In the absence of trade, getting the benefit, India will be 170 unit of labor, America gain a trade. Trade, America can get 1 unit of cloth. 1 unit of wheat and 1 unit of cloth, 200 units of labor. Otherwise, America will have to 220 units of labor for getting a 1 unit of cloth and 1 unit of wheat. Next, we see the criticisms. Labor cost is small portion of the total cost. Labor cost is determine the small portion of the total cost. Laborer in different countries are not equal in efficiency. Laborers skills cannot be equal efficiency. Next, we see the modern theory of international trade. The modern theory of international trade was developed by Swiss economist Hexer in his student Bertil Ohlin. This model was based on the Ricardian theory of international trade. What is the Ricardian theory? Ricardian theory, we can see America and India, they are producing the two products, wheat and wheat. And then exchanging rate, there is a cloth and wheat. Exchanging rate will be differ. This also determines the modern theory of international trade. This theory says that the basis for international trade is the difference in a factor endowment. In other words, factor endowment theory, factor endowment model. That means countries with a relative factor abundance can specialize and trade. Abundance of the skill means skill, labor, specialization, export, exchange, goods, services. Countries with abundance of unskilled labor. Exports embody the abundant factor. Imports embody the scarce factors. Export will be a abundant, import will be a scarce. Assume the high degree of the factors of mobility. These are the factor of the endowment model. The theory. The classical theory argued that the basis for foreign trade was comparative cost difference and it consider only a labor force. Classical theory only determined the labor force only. In modern theory, they are the difference in the comparative cost difference only. In modern theory, there is a difference in the cost difference, but classical theory only the difference in the there is a difference in the cost difference, that is the labor factor. Next, we see modern theory international trade explained the such a comparative cost differences in a comparative cost, difference in the endowment factor production between the countries, difference in the factor proportions occurs in a production. What are the assumptions of the modern theory? There are the two countries, that is the two factors, two commodities. Countries differ in a factor endowment. Factor endowments means skill, labor skill, export, import, all are the things are called a endowment model. Commodities are categorized in terms of the factor intensity. Countries use the same production of the technology. Here we see the explanation according to the capital abundant country will export the capital intensive goods. The labor abundant country will export the labor intensive goods and extensive goods. Factor regarded abundance scarce in relation to the quantum of the other factors. Regarded as the rich endowment capital if the ratio of the capital is to the two factors higher than the other countries. Here we see Haicho theorem, factor and exports. A capital abundant country will export the capital intensive goods. The labor abundant country will export the labor intensive goods. Here we see the capital intensive goods, labor intensive goods. Factor proportions model which links exports and imports to the factor endowment. Here we are linking import and export. A country export those commodity produced with a relatively large quantity of the country's relatively abundant factors. And then we see the illustrations, supply of labor, supply of capital labor ratio. India and America, we can take two country, one India and another one is America. Of labor is higher, 50. America 24 only. Capital. Here we see the particular India and America illustration. Supply of labor is a 50, America 24, capital 40, 30. And capital labor ratio 40 by 50, 0.8. 35, 24, 1.25. Here we see the above the example when though the India has more capital is absolute terms. America more richly endowed capital because the ratio of capital of India which is lesser than the America. The following diagram illustrates the pattern of the world trade. Export of the capital intensive goods, export of the labor intensive goods, labor abundant country, capital abundant country. Next, we see the illustration. Factor endowment of the country may change over the time. The efficiency of the Next, we see the limitation. Factor endowment of the country may change over time. The efficiency of the same factor, say labor, may differ in the two countries. Example, America may be labor scarce in terms of the number of workers. In terms of efficiency, the total labor may be larger. Here we see the comparison between classical theory and modern theory. The classical theory explained the phenomenon of the international. Classical theory explained the basis of labor theory of value. First one is the labor theory. Second one, modern theory, we can basis of general theory of value. Here determine the labor theory, here general theory of value. At present, one factor, that is a labor or capital or rent, land, all the four factors. Any one factor is a model. Classical theory, only one factor is a model. And then modern theory, labor and capital, multi-factors. Labor and capital is the model. Here labor only a model. Here labor and capital is a model. It attributes the difference in the comparative cost. We already seen what we seen. Rigaudin theory of absolute theory and Adam Smith of absolute theory. Both the comparative cost, two country we can take and then two different commodities. That is the cost comparative absolute theory. Here we see the difference in the productive efficiency of workers in the two countries, that is the America and India. It attributes the differences in the comparative cost to a difference in the factor endowments of the two countries, China and India. We see Rigaud theory of comparative cost. Rigaud theory, we can comparative cost differences taken in the two country, America and India, cloth and wheat. We hear the two commodities, that commodities are cloth and wheat, differentiated the domestic exchange rates. And then we see the assumptions. Labor is the element of cost, all labors are equal efficiency, no transport cost, perfect competition, full employment, government intervention. There is no government intervention. Criticism, we see labor cost is a small portion of the total cost. Labors in different countries are not equal in efficient. And then we see the modern theory of international theory. Modern theory, the theory, classical theory, and then assumption, two countries we can take and two commodities. Explanation, we see the absolute labor abundant country and intensive goods. Labor abundant and capital abundant country. And then particular supply of the labor, supply of capital, capital labor ratio. And then limitation, we see endowment of the country changes. And then comparison between the classical theory and modern theory. In the classical theory, first we see the labor theory of value. Here we modern theory, general theory. And then labor is a model. Here labor and capital is a model. Here all the cost differences in the productive efficiency of workers of the two countries, that is India and China. Here we see the America and India attributes the differences in the endowment of the two countries as well as two different commodities, that is cloth and wheat. Tomorrow we can see gain from international trade. Thank you, student.